Hey, how's it going? Shmooya here. Today's video I want to talk about Charlie Kirk and his passing. It kind of came as a shock to me when my coworker the day of told me that Charlie Kirk had died. I don't think I said or really expressed anything in the moment because I was kind of too shocked. My first thought was Charlie Kirk. Initially, I got him confused with Nick Fuentes. I was like, well, I get it, he was bordering on that, alt-right, hateful sort of thing. But then I started researching more about what Charlie Kirk stood for and all that, and what baffles me is that he's really just a milquetoast conservative, just another, anti-immigration, pro-Christian, just run-of-the-mill conservative. Nothing too crazy. He's not calling for race realism or, the eugenics or anything like that. No, it's a normal conservative. And he died for it. He died because people didn't want to listen. They didn't want to accept the rationality behind what he said. Not rationality, keep in mind, I'm not using it as to say that he was right. I'm more so just saying that the sort of system of logic that he used is akin to that which most normal conservatives use. So, for the left, let's say, to see in Charlie Kirk the worst of the right is nothing short of delusional. You see what I'm saying? Listen, I know the conspiracy theories about Charlie Kirk's death. Alright? I know, they're saying, oh, the Brazilians did it. Oh, whoever did it, whatever. Alright? I know about the plane that took off the flight there. I know there was some Ashkenazi guy, some bald guy that took the fall for it, but then he turns out he wasn't the shooter. A lot of stuff doesn't add up here. The tweets by Bibi, say it. Weird stuff, in short, But that's not what I really care about. I really more so care about the ethics of it, right? To kill a guy for having the most bland politics imaginable, at least in my eyes, he's fairly bland, But then to see in him, Nazis, fascist, like QAnon type shit, this insane like race war shit. Like, that's what they saw in in Charlie Kirk, And to me, it seems like, there's a clip of Charlie Kirk saying, it was a clip where he got his hat tipped off of his head by an angry woman, and he basically said, he was like, hey, when we stop talking is when we stop understanding each other, and then we let violence take the place of the humanity, And I 100% agree with that sentiment, which is kind of where I'm basing my opinion off of, is that, in all ways, from what I can gather, he was very non-violent. he's much like the, you know, the nonviolence of Gandhi or of MLK or whoever. He was very, wanted to hope to understand and to be understood through the process of debate. A dialogue with students on the campuses that he went to and whatnot. The point that he made there, him saying that, when we stop talking, we let violence take control, basically. He's espousing, basic stuff that the left espoused. The whole non-violent thing, the whole anti-government, putting flowers in the fucking guns, that whole shit, and, it worked, we got civil rights out of it, we saw the effects of nonviolence. Shit, I mean, fuck, Gandhi started it all, and look what he did. He transformed the whole country. He liberated them, It's hard for me to not want to take action against the left, in the sense that, well, we now see these people celebrate, this man's death. So, how about you see how much he meant to me, But that's sort of an eye for an eye, tooth for a tooth sort of thing that Charlie Kirk wouldn't want in any way. That's just not what he stood for, That wasn't his philosophy. And there's also the point to be made that it was also just really bad for the left, or the conspiracy side, the Brazilians, wink wink, very bad for them to do, the left, because in assassinating Charlie Kirk, they've opened sort of the allowance of a sort of like, a reaction from the right, that would then punish the left for this event. This is sort of the gateway to a tyranny, and that's to come, you see. Which, that's kind of my fear, is that the Trump administration is going to use this event to sort of try to enforce stricter, laws, or more hardcore police, what have you, basically to tyrannize, And look, alright, I'm not necessarily against Trump. I'm not necessarily for him either. He is certainly the better of two evils, So, to me, when I hear that, the left is across social media just celebrating Charlie Kirk's death, it seems to me it's like, well, eat your cake now, because that backlash is going to be intense, So, really, the sort of naivety that really sickens me, from the left, the naivety from the left, I see it as sort of like it died down a lot in Joe Biden's presidency, but there was a lot of it in Trump's first term, and I'm seeing it a lot now, where it's sort of like I don't control anything right now, so let me do something petty, and inconsequential, just to say that I have control over something. It's kind of like it's the same thing a child does when a child realizes, oh, I can't have the toy I want. Well, then let me, be annoying to get back at the mom or whatever. It's that sort of thing. It's just a reactionary, I don't even think the people that are celebrating Charlie Kirk's death, I don't even think they give a shit. That's how, like, it's just weird to me. Like, what? You don't even really care about the guy. You probably didn't even know him before of this event. Yet, you then decided, oh, let me celebrate and prance around on the internet over a dead guy that people I don't know are calling bad. So therefore, he must be bad if the people that I listen to are calling him bad. But I digress. It's just, listen, alright? Basically, my message is this, right? Don't take up arms, you know? Don't be a fool, you know? Don't get this mentality of, you killed my guy, now I'm going to kill yours. That, you know, it's just not helpful. You know, it's just, that's what plunges the nation into chaos, and that is the least of what we need right now, is more chaos. You know, the left, you know, it's like, you know, they espouse that they're this tolerant, this loving, this amazing, you know, what have you, whatever, ideology, yeah. But a woman is now a widow, a child is fatherless. Like, this isn't a game. Like, that's what hurts me the most about seeing these liberals online, you know, celebrate and, you know, prance around and, you know, fucking shoot off fireworks or whatever. It's just like this. That's a human being. Like, that was a guy. Like, how do you not understand that all of his beliefs, all of his points, his overview, if you would, is shaped by just as much feeling and passion and love as your own political beliefs. That is me talking to the left. What am I trying to say here? It seems to me, the left only cares about empathy insofar as, like, using it as a tool against the right. But the second that the right, like the left, does something unempathetic, they act like total just vicious. Isn't even, like, deeper than that. It's like a childish, like, deep-seated rage of another person. Like, it's creepy. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I think that's all I got to say on this. I'll see y'all later. Adios.